Hi guys, my name's Jake. I just wanted to make a video on depersonalization and derealization, and partially my story, what it is, how to get over it, and yeah. Now before we start, I want to apologize for all the cutscenes that is going to be in this video. I'm going to have to stop like every couple of minutes so I can remember what to say because I really haven't written anything down. Now, before I start telling you about my personal experience, I want to tell you what the symptoms are of depersonalization and derealization. Depersonalization is where everything feels strange within yourself. Like, you feel strange, you look at yourself and you go, am I real? And that's basically the gist of it. Now, for derealization, it's basically the same thing, except you feel fine, but everything around you just feels different and doesn't feel real. You start asking yourself questions like, is the world real? Am I real? Is this all just a dream? Everyone goes through these questions, and you will also ask yourself, am I going crazy? Have I got schizophrenia? Have I got a disease? Am I going to die tonight? And I'll tell you what, I went through all these feelings as well. It was all these questions, everything I asked myself, and I can just tell you it made it a lot worse. Now, before I get any further into the video, I just want to say to you all that are watching this, if you have it, you will be fine, and I'll get into that later. So, my experience, I was at a friend's place about 4 years ago now, and I started feeling really strange. Everything started feeling like a dream. I got really, really, really scared. Yeah, it was pretty hectic, and I just said to my mate, "Can we please go to sleep? Can we please go to sleep?" And I was just hoping that this feeling would go away if I did go to sleep, and which it did. It went away, but before that, all I could do to get rid of this feeling was shake my head for about probably a couple of seconds, and the next couple of seconds I was fine. I was back to normal like I am now, but then I'd go back into that, I guess you could call it a trance in a way. So I woke up that morning feeling a little bit better. I just laughed it off with my mate and said, I don't know what happened, and I was just hoping it wasn't going to happen again because I've never had such a bad night ever since that night. It's never ever been that bad. Anyway, later on during the day, I spoke to my dad about it and said, this is what happened, and I just kind of feel strange, and I'm pretty sure he just shrugged it off because I didn't make it out to be a big deal. And then that's when I started feeling it again and just told him, I'm feeling it right now. I'm going to go in my room and do whatever it was that I was doing. So then every day these feelings started coming back, just a little bit, just a tiny bit, not as bad as the first night. And it kind of freaked me out a lot. So I booked doctor's appointments, and they said, you probably just got anxiety. Have some tea before you go to bed. Have some warm milk and all that. So I tried that. That didn't really help. So I go back to the doctors and say this isn't helping. And eventually he just said to me, "Look, I didn't want to have to prescribe you any drugs, but it sounds like I'm going to have to." And no kid should be prescribed drugs, especially at like 15, 16, or any age. No one should have to. Anyway, so he gave me some Valium. For those of you who don't know, Valium's it's a pretty intense drug, and if you take one pill, it slows your heart rate down. Take two, it pretty much knocks you out. And I was taking one every night, and it wasn't really doing anything. So the doctor said take two, and so I did, and yeah, it pretty much made me fall asleep pretty quickly. Anyway, so the weeks went on. I was still feeling this way. I had no idea what it was. The doctor didn't know. It ended up going to the counselor at school, and they didn't know either. I found a way to conquer these feelings a little bit, but I'll get into that in a couple of minutes. Just the second panic attack I had was a couple of weeks after all this had happened, and I remember it was about 11:30 at night. So what happened, I was in bed, I was about to go to sleep, and I felt this way, And all of a sudden, it shocked me and it scared me as much as it ever has. And this was the second time I'd ever had a panic attack. The first time was that night. So anyway, I got out of bed, my heart was pumping like crazy. I just said to Mum and Dad, they were sitting on the couch, I just said, look, I need to go for a run. I can't stay here right now. I'm going for a run. And they were like, it's 11:30 at night, you can't go for a run. But I just left anyway because I thought exercise would help, because exercise obviously does help with a lot of issues that you might be facing. So I was running down the street and just running, wishing I would know what this was. And eventually I was running around the oval. Eventually it just got to me so much that I just started crying, and that made it so much more worse because the feelings intensified, my anxiety intensified. And then after like 40 minutes of crying, I went back inside and said, Mum, Dad, we need to go to the hospital. I have no idea what's wrong with me. And so they took me to the hospital. And if you don't have private health insurance, you know what it's like when you have to wait 4 hours for just a room to wait even longer. So we waited there for a while. Eventually the doctor came in and said, we are going to have to take a blood sample, blood test, see what's wrong with you. And so when we did that, that was a lot longer wait just to get those results back. A very, very intense hour or so of just anticipation. But at the time, they just got Foxtel in the hospital. So when the results came back, the doctor said everything's fine, nothing's wrong with you. And I was kind of going, well, there is, but what is it? And I don't know, they couldn't answer, so they sent us on our way. And I got home, and it was like 7 a.m, so I just went to sleep and had no issues or anything. Anyway, as time went on, I found I struggled a lot more at night. I felt it a lot more when I was trying to go to sleep. I think just the general darkness kind of made me feel that way. So my way of getting around these feelings was staying up as late as I could, even if it was any day of the week. So that if I was tired enough, exhausted enough, I would just fall asleep and not have to think. And that worked a lot. So every night I'd be going to sleep at 4 a.m, 5 a.m, and getting up at 7 in the morning to go to school. What I didn't realize is, apart from running on no sleep, what I didn't realize is my body would find a way to try and conquer this as well, conquer what I've been trying to do. And that was to have adrenaline rushes many times during the day, especially when I'm sleeping. So every time I try to sleep, every night my body would have adrenaline rushes, and I would just rush, and then I didn't know what that was either. My anxiety would then build up a lot more. So basically just a fight or flight system. So at this point I was still struggling. I still didn't know what to do. So I took to Google, and people say don't go to Google, and it's true, because you think that you've got cancer, you've got diabetes or whatever it is. But I did find, I put my symptoms in, and I found out what I had, and that was depersonalization and derealization. I felt a bit of both. And when I found that, I was like, that is what it is. I found out, and it was a good feeling. And yeah, it was awesome. So when I found this out, I went to my doctor and told him what it was, and he told me there was basically nothing he could do about it. I should go see either a counselor or someone else to help me. I did go to a counselor at school, as I mentioned before, just a couple of times. Mum kind of pressured me into doing it. I don't really like talking about this stuff, apart from right now. The more you talk about this stuff, the more you're going to feel it. So I'm sorry if I've done the same thing to you right now. So now I knew what was wrong. I kind of, I didn't feel as bad because I knew what it was. I wasn't going, what is this? You know, what if this is psychosis? What if this is schizophrenia? The fact that I knew what it was helped so much. And I became more comfortable with the idea because I knew that one day it would go. Hopefully. About 2 years passed and I started to only feel this way at night when I went to sleep. And don't get me wrong, I still do feel this way occasionally, but I'm about 98.9% better. Anyway, I want to get to the main point of this video, and that is, if you want to know the cure for this, you can buy my book, which is in the link below. It's about $35. No, I'm not going to do that to you, because there is a lot of people out there who have made videos trying to manipulate people into buying a book that has basically nothing about depersonalization and derealization, in trying to make money off a cure for something that's everywhere. I mean, this information is on the internet. There are thousands of people who have suffered from this. Millions. Maybe billions. I don't know. Basically, what depersonalization and derealization is, it's a symptom of anxiety. And my symptom happened to come from, I think it came from just stress within the family. My parents divorced when I was in year 12, but before that, you know, they were fighting for a good couple of years of my teenage life. I've watched countless videos about people trying to tell me how to cure this, and the majority of them, over 99.9% of them, are saying just ignore these feelings, ignore them. But have you, if you ever tried doing that, have you ever tried to not think about a pink elephant, and straight away, I know right now you're thinking of a pink elephant or something? It is impossible not to think about these feelings. It is so unrealistic to not feel this way. The last couple of months, I came across a video when I was feeling this way, and someone told me that you need to feel these feelings all the time. Think about them. Make sure your brain knows these feelings are present. Because in doing that, you won't feel scared anymore. Because this is not going to hurt you. These feelings are completely harmless. There is nothing wrong with your brain. There is nothing wrong with your body. You're not going psychotic. You're not schizophrenic or anything like that. So trying to think about these feelings all the time helps you, because your brain doesn't have anything to be worried about, because nothing is going to happen. When you feel this way, nothing's going to happen. And that's why when you try to ignore these things, the feelings get worse when you do feel them. And so you need to feel this way every chance you get, because yeah, it's helped me so much to do it this way, and I've never felt better after finding this video. You know, there's a lot of them that go, and you've probably come across them saying how I cured this in one day, how I cured this in 1 month, how I cured this in 1 hour, or something like that. Every person differs, by the way. It's something that is going to come to you eventually. People have suffered from it for 15 years, 20 years, 5 years. I was worried when I was suffering it for more than 3 years. I was going, I'm going to have this for life. So just remember, the main point of this video is to help you realize there is nothing wrong with you. You're not going to die, okay? You just need to help this go away, because it is a horrible feeling that you want gone automatically within the next minute or so. But unfortunately, unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, it's not gonna disappear. You need to go out and enjoy life. Don't let this bother you. And once I realized this, I was so much happier, because I did get depressed. I got very depressed over this. I stayed in my room pretty much all the time, apart from when I enjoy it. I just didn't want to be with anyone, enjoy life. I mean, I've had a girlfriend through this whole experience, going on 4 years now. She's seen me every part of my life since I got this. She has seen. She's seen me freaking out and then being depressed and getting better, and then to the point where I am now, which is fine. I rarely feel this way anymore, but don't get me wrong, I still do at times, especially at night. So just another recap, you will be fine, and I guarantee you, every single one of you out there watching this video, do not freak out. Don't let this ruin your life, because it will go, and it will go, okay? It 100,000 billion quadrillion %, it will go. But once again, just ignore the sadness of this. Try and ignore that. You know, go meet some friends. Go hang out with friends. Find love. I don't know. Just do what you do best. I mean, go make YouTube videos like I'm doing. Go join a hockey team or something like that. Go dance. I don't know, be in a movie. Anything. Just don't let it ruin your life. Just enjoy who you are. Even if you're having a midlife crisis about something, I don't know, I don't really care. All I care about is telling you that you will be fine, okay? You 100% will be fine. I've said that so much in this video, but the reason I'm doing this is because I didn't know what these feelings were, and now I do. I can finally tell someone, so please, just get it through your mind, okay? You will get over this. I really, really hope I've helped someone out in this video. I'm really excited to make this because I know I can help someone. At least, if I don't help any of you, at least if I help one person, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. If you want to contact me, I'll put my details in the description box. I'm not going to charge you for anything. I'm not going to screw you around. I'm not going to tell you lies. I'm going to tell you the straight up truth about all this, because it's been a horrible journey for me. Journey, if you want to call it that. But I'm going to call it Jake's Great Depression, to be honest, because it has been Jake's Great Depression. Anyway, so yeah, just if you want to talk to me, my details are there. I'll always help you. I'll always talk to you. And yeah, just remember, you'll get over this, okay? You will get over this, and I can tell you that straight up, you will, okay? Awesome. Alright, thanks so much, guys.